Hi, this is Thalia MK at Law 2.0 Conference Dubai Winter 2022, and I have with me beautiful Edith Nordmann. I said the name before earlier, like correctly, now I'm not. So she is a managing partner at ACG Internationals. First of all, before we go ahead, congratulations on your award. Tell us about yourself and your company.
Thank you very much. It's great to be here in Dubai and at this lovely conference where we are meeting a lot of interesting people as well. Thanks for the honor of getting the award. About myself and the company, I am a lawyer in corporate and commercial law in Amsterdam, in the Netherlands. Yes, where we are having a lot of international clients and doing litigation as well. With a connection to a worldwide team as well, where we can help companies in international matters to have their business done quickly, nicely, and tailor-fit, because that's really what they need. Regarding myself, I was born in Switzerland, grew up there, then met my husband, went to the Netherlands, studied law, had 3 kids. Well, the other way around, actually. I first had the kids and then studied law, which gave me an advantage in the field, I think so, because, and that was really nice, and I enjoyed doing what I do. I'm also the chairman of the Netherlands India Chamber of Commerce and Trade, which gives me a very interesting daily challenge and meeting a lot of people.
Amazing. It's an honor sitting next to you, a person who is doing so much. And first of all, congratulations once more for not only the award, for all the accomplishments so far. You have received an award, a recognition for something you worked hard for. How does it feel to be recognized for something like this? And how, after from this stage, how are you planning to go ahead?
Well, I'm very humbled and honored to having received this award because actually it is not something that I think is for me, but for everybody around me, especially my family, my husband to start with. As I said, when I got to the Netherlands, I was very young. I was merely 20 years old. When we got married, and then I thought, let's first help him with his dermatology practice, which I did. And then the kids came, and when the youngest was about 2.5 years old, he said, now it's time for you. Go to university. So I went to law school with 3 little kids. Well, they didn't join me, but... and he supported me all the way, and I'm really very thankful for that. So that really brought me into the arena, and from there I had a lot of support of the people around me and people who showed me that if you do things and you enjoy them and you go for it and you have the support of your family, then you can make it anywhere. And that's what this is all about. With respect to what I would like to do with it afterwards is really paying it forward. I'm trying to do that already to help young lawyers, especially nowadays, because in our profession you work long days, there is never a holiday without work. And our family support us in this, but it's also important for young lawyers to see the beauty of the profession, what it gives, what you can pay forward to others, what difference you can make in lives of people. Because being a business lawyer doesn't mean that your clients are companies. They are, but the people who are dealing at these companies are just people. So this is really what you get out as satisfaction every day, and I'm trying to show this to young lawyers, encouraging them to find the balance in life, to do the one and not leaving the other, because I do agree, and they're right, you should live a bit more. But having fun in what you do, enjoying what you do in your profession is really extremely important. Otherwise, you will not be happy in what you do. And if you're not happy, every day will be a struggle.
That is beautiful. And as you were blessed and fortunate enough that you had your own cheerleading squad, your family, your husband, support system, as you were for them, many of the people I know, many of the students, many of the youngsters come from family or with passion, with dreams, with no believers alongside. They have the, how do you say, talent, but they don't have the believer, which made them go down and down they are not fulfilling to their potential. How and what message, first of all, you would like to give to those students who are watching you right now? And what one advice will you give to the young students, what to do and what not to do in such field of lawyer?
First of all, don't try to be somebody else. Try to be yourself. If you're chasing a dream, it should be your dream. You should really want it and not trying to be like somebody else. You want to be that what really makes you happy. So you first have to think about, is this really what I want? And not because it looks nice and shiny on the other side. So that's really the first step. Once you have this belief that this is really what you want, then go for it and find yourself a mentor. I am a mentor for quite some young ladies, actually, in the profession, and I love it. And you know, one of the things that I've heard that really helps them is that if they tell me what their struggles are, and I tell them I had exactly the same problems, that alone already helps them because they think, oh, it's just me. So it's not just them. To share your struggles and your feelings about where you are now, because everybody in law at some point says, should I leave the profession? And at that point, you really have to think of, do I really want to leave the profession or is it something else? And yeah, so find yourself a mentor, make sure that what you want to achieve in life or the profession that you're choosing is not just, you know, watching legal programs on television looking nice, because it's a lot of work, it's a lot of hard work, and you have to get the energy and if you don't have a mentor that you can find, well, first of all, I'm happy to talk to anyone and reach out to me, and I'm happy to have a conversation and guide people into the right direction or to somebody else who can help them. Giving the example of, you know, not only the example, but setting an example for them and really listening to them, because it's not about the mentor, it's about the mentee.
So, what you are now receiving an award for leadership. You had your own cheerleading squad that is established, but what, as a person, as a lawyer, led you to this moment? What were your learnings? So anybody looking at you, maybe struggling from the same problems as you already mentioned, but maybe not, it can be a motivation for them.
You're asking for my role model, right? Yes, my role model in, there were actually two things that led me to this. First of all, my mother, who really wanted to have a flower shop yes, she loves flowers. She wanted to have a flower shop. And then back in those times, her father said, no, don't do that because you need to be with your family. Then she got married and then she helped my father, and she didn't do it. She never went to chase her dream. And I asked her a few years ago, do you regret it? And she said, yes, in a way I do. So don't have regrets in life where you can really chase your dream. That's one thing. On the other hand, she said, I don't regret being with my family and having done that. But so she's...
As a dreamer, she regrets only that part.
Exactly. The other role model as a lawyer is Mr. Lakshmi Kumaran, who has a firm in Delhi. He built up a company with more than 400 lawyers from starting with his brother 40 years ago. And he was chasing that dream, coming from the south of India. And not only is he a brilliant lawyer, but he is inspired every day. He wakes up with new ideas every day, and he puts them into practice. He lets others be with... He is so energized and a very pious man. It's a pleasure to be with him and to have conversations with him. I did have lengthy conversations with him in my capacity as lawyer and chairman of NICCT to see how we can build a bridge between the Netherlands, between Europe and India. So that really inspired me on how you can enjoy what you're doing every day, be inspired, inspire others, and live your dream and put it into practice.
Amazing. Thank you, Mr. Lakshmi, because she is here and now inspiring not only herself but very young souls, especially female, in such fields. A female lawyer, being female, or I know we are 20, in 21st century and there is no gender bias and all, but there is, and there is still, and we need people like you, a mentor, a role model, an inspiration like you. Before we go, I would like to ask you, from your own practice, from your own experience, what difference or what growth you see in in your field, being a lawyer, from the era you were trying to be a lawyer and for the kids you're trying to help? What is the difference you see, which is the biggest growth and which is still a downfall?
Well, interesting question. Well, first of all, the ladies. Let's go there, because I also spoke to other lawyers here, young ladies as well, and they said, you know, I think I have to run 3 times harder than the guys in the industry, and I still feel that I'm not being taken seriously because I am younger and because I'm a woman. I would like to be 50 plus, I am, fortunately. She said, maybe then I will be taken more seriously by the male community. And then I told her, and people were laughing at her actually, which was not nice. And then I told her, you know, you're right. Because as young women, you are still not taken as seriously as a young guy. Which means that we still feel, and I think we still have, to work much harder than the guys. But having said that, we have a huge advantage in being women because we can do things that the men can't. And I have witnessed that in court. If we look at people nicely and we ask questions nicely, they will take it from, no, by looking friendly.
And that is just a side thing for us because we are too talented that looks and everything is just an extra advantage for us.
Absolutely, and looking nice and being nice, right? So, with respect to the difference between
From your era
to now, okay. What I see is that young people really want their work-life balance. They are right about that, but there is a gap between the generation that is still working very, very hard. Our generation that is used to working day and night, 24/7, really all year round. Is this the right thing to do? I'm not sure. But this is just how it is because the clients are very challenging. The thing is, will the clients accept that the lawyer only wants to be there for them 9 to 5? Let's put it that way. I do see a shift where young people say, look, I don't live to work, I work to live. And they are right. So we really need to find the balance there. But I'm not sure what the solution actually is. It is an acceptance from both sides because the older generation has a hard time, including myself, accepting that the young lawyers think that, you know, at 5 it's over and 9 o'clock in the morning is a new day because we work into the night and we start early in the morning as well, not because we want to work all day, but because our clients need us. On the other hand, they don't understand why we do that. And so there must be a dialogue between the 2 generations in finding a balance there. So I don't know whether it will be that young lawyers will only stay in the profession for so many years and then changing, because that's also a tendency that we see. Whereas the older generation, you really have lawyers who, well, many of them just go on because they like the kick, they like the work, they like adding to the solution for their clients and being there for them, and that's really what it is all about. So if you have the love for the profession and for what you do, you will work more. But one tip for both generations: don't forget about your family. You should be there for them as well. And it's great if you have a lot of understanding, but don't miss the years with your children, your spouse, your parents, because you cannot buy those back later on. So definitely.
That's really beautiful. And I feel one of the biggest I wouldn't say problem, but one of the biggest issue for today's generation is in the beginning, when I see my parents, when I see my grandparents, they had to struggle convincing their family as well to getting ahead in any profession. As you mentioned about your mother, they had this problem, but nowadays the generation and parents are a little modern. They have a modern sense of living, so they accept whatever their kids want to do. So it is kind of taken for granted by the kids. So that is one of the reason I feel the passion, the level of passion, is not the same way as it was for the people. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for sharing your knowledge, your experience. I am learning so much already, and be inspirational, because we need women like you. Not only the ladies, even the young boys need a woman like you so that they can grow into whatever their passion is. Before you go, as you have experienced a really amazing networking session and in learning, tell us, if we want to contact you for collaboration or advice or anybody else, how can anybody reach you?
Well, first of all, thank you very much for the lovely interview. I enjoyed it a lot, and it's wonderful to see, to see you and all the inspiring people around me. So that's very lovely. In order to getting in contact with me, please reach out to me, and the best thing would be check our website. It's www.acginter.com. And I will gladly be in contact with you. There you have the email and the telephone number, and I'm happy to meet you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time, and congratulations again. I hope to see you grow and inspire. So if you are a dreamer, you cannot just be anything you want to. You need to be passionate, and you need to have a believer squad or cheerleading squad along your side. If you don't have any, be the cheerleader for someone who is a dreamer already. This is Talia MK signing off. Have a nice day.